Hi y'all, I'm Rio. Welcome back to another episode of Coloring Passports. Today we're tackling the false killer whale. These guys are so cool. So cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into this because I am excited to announce that I have this page to finish coloring and the Maui dolphin to finish coloring. And then I have literally illustrated, I've colored every page in this book. Well, with the exception of the license plates in the back, and I can do those too. So that way if y'all wanna see what those look like when they're done, we can do that. We can very quickly do the license plate pages. Something with them. Look how cool that is. There's your Louisiana plate if you're in Louisiana, and there's your Florida plate. I did this as part of one of the clinics in the schools here. Did you know that I come to schools? It's a fact, I come to schools. You can reach out to us on the email if you want us to come visit your school and bring the books and do a fun art clinic with the books. It's just so much fun. These kids are having such a good time. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get into this. All right. We've got two separate illustrations that I'm going to treat as two separate illustrations. I'm going to do the face, the close-up face of the falsie first. Some scientists call these guys pseudo killer whales because pseudo means false. Okay, so I see a lot of browns, grays, yellows, blues in this. Very interesting. It's very interesting to me what the colors are here. So I think that we're gonna do a combination of the warm grays and the cool grays with this. And again, you know that I only tell you that because that's what the actual name is on the barrel of the pencil. I don't use nomenclature like warm and cool typically because you see color relative to the color it's around. So any color labeled warm or cool can actually be manipulated to be the opposite of that. So these are all my cool grays along with the slate gray, along with, that's my 90% cool gray, and I think that I should have a 70%. There's my 70, there's my 90, there's my 50. There's my 20, or my 20, so this must be my 30. Where's my 30% cool gray? I don't know. I'll figure that out in a little bit. 10, 20, 30. Oh, it's right here in my hand. 30, 50, 70, and 90, plus my slate here. Okay. So I see these colors as the highlight colors of his face. So it's the part that looks wet, that looks reflective. So I'm going to get in there with these colors right away. I'm going to take the 30% cool gray and come up here and just start laying in some of these colors. And you've heard me say this 1,000 times if you've watched any of the videos. It's times like this where I've got super light color that needs to be represented here as a watermark that I wish that I didn't have to draw all of the lines. Because if I was painting, with acrylic, I would paint the entire base layer first, and then I would come over all of it. I'm switching to the 70 now for this wet shadow here. That's a little darker than what I wanted, so we're gonna go back to the 50% cool gray here. He's got some of this beautiful color over his eye. I really get to accentuate his eye this time. I'm kind of excited about that because I usually don't get to play in that color very often. I'm just gonna switch to the 20% cool gray. Anyway, when I draw this out, then it makes it really hard to cancel those lines out, first of all. So it makes it hard to make the curve be realistic, blah, blah, blah. You know the drills. You know what I'm talking about. I've told you a gazillion, 100 gazillion times. So I'm gonna come up here with the 30% gray on this one. I'm also probably gonna add a little bit of the warm gray to give it a little bit of a different tone. So there we go with all of that. There's all the highlights. So I'm gonna set these down right here. These are my cool grays. Now I'm gonna grab the warm grays and the French grays for sure. All three sets of gray in the Prismacolor sets are getting used in this. Here's a warm gray here. That's putty. That's a 50% French gray. That's a 20% French gray. So that one goes right here. This is my warm gray. French gray. Oh. Uh-oh. Gotta pick that up. 30% French gray. 30% warm gray. So where are we at here? 10, 20, 30. 70, the 50's on the floor. There's my 90. Then I have my espressos, my sepia. There's a 90% French gray right there. I see all of these colors in this picture, so here we go. I'm gonna grab 70% French gray. Yeet, that's the color right there. I'm gonna come right along the top of this ridge here. And I'm gonna come all the way around his sweet little nose, his rostrum. Come back to here. Now I'm gonna grab the 90% French gray. Gonna come around here with the 90 in between his teeth. He's got a big old spotted pink tongue in there that we'll explore here in a minute. I'm coming in here pretty stout. I'm doing this one more like a graphic illustration. I want to try to get rid of those lines if I can. And as we come back here into this, that color shifts from the French grays to the warm grays, so more purple gray. There's also some extra areas that have some little white line splashies on them. I'm gonna vary the pressure that I put on this. And I normally try to work the eyeball area first, but on this one, I decided I'm gonna go back to that 90 French gray. Couple minutes in, already developing nicely. This whole tray is empty because I've got them all separated out where I can easily reach them. I'm gonna come down here with the 50% warm gray. Gonna make a ridge right in here, that bottom jaw. And this warm gray here is more so on the very bottom. And I'm telling you right now, it's called warm gray, but it feels cool gray up against the yellows and oranges that are in the French gray. So again, if you don't have the Prismacolor, you're using the Hoo Hoo Heroes, just swatch your colors and make a match. This is for practice. It's not for you to stress out over. You've seen me in the videos have to start over, as you know, and I've been very honest about the difficult level on some of these, because I did not shield you from the difficulty level of some of these illustrations. And part of it was, if you don't stretch your muscles, they don't develop. So if you want to be a really good illustrator, you gotta practice. And this is a safe place to practice. I'm gonna push down really hard right here in the corner of his eye. There's a lot going on in this eye socket here that we are gonna get to dive into, and I'm hoping that I don't overcolor any of this and lose that effect. There's literally a lot going on this guy. Okay, we're already starting to get some shapes here. So I'm seeing this right here, right along the edge. There's some of this, it's just darker. So I'm gonna really get in there and really push down right there. That comes in like this, this comes up here like this. Then in between his teeth because you're getting to see the angle of this allows you to see his jaw open. So we've got some shadows in between the teeth here that I'm just going to keep using this 50, no, this is the 90% warm gray. And I'm not pushing super hard because some of this is going to be, you know, a little different. Now as I walk my way back into this, I know that there's a shadow here because his mouth is open. And there's definitely shadow here because this is the inside part of his jaw that you're seeing. In between those big old teeth. These guys can weigh up to 4,400 pounds. These false killer whales are no joke. They are no joke, y'all. Well, I think I've done a pretty good job of hiding some of my, oh, he's looking so good already. It doesn't matter how much I do this, I'm always gonna get excited. I'm always gonna get excited when the methods just work, when the methods just do what they're supposed to do and it all comes together, I'm gonna get excited. Okay, this is the 70% French gray, which is got some green and yellow and, you know, orangey in it. I'm gonna make it a little bit darker right here, right up against that highlight. We could get super detailed with this one. Do I want to? Not really, but we could get super detailed with this. Sometimes that's what's a good close-up study is for, you know? So you can train yourself to see all of the detail in something. Notice that I'm changing the direction of how I'm coloring here. And I'm just making tiny little strokes now. And then I'm going to come in and start darkening up all of these lines here just by coloring over some of these things. Oh my goodness. That's gonna be good. Definitely gonna be good. Okay, down here on his back are the top, you know, we're still basically on his head, but we're gonna work our way down here. There's gonna be some, I'm gonna come in with all of this first. We've got all of this highlight here. We've got a line here. This right here is going to do this, and then there's some highlighting in between there. And this is his eye socket. So obviously it's going to be darker down here. Gonna draw a line right over his eye. And notice that I'm not coloring everything in now. I'm leaving some of this highlighted. Oh my goodness, I'm just in love with this. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the 90% French gray. Gonna get a little bit darker here on this ridge. And randomly around all of these highlights, we're gonna get darker. I'm gonna come down here with the same French gray, and I'm gonna start to color right over all of that warm gray, which actually looks like a cool gray compared to this gray. Coloring in the shape of, in the direction of the bottom jaw. I'm actually going to put a little bit of, I'm going to grab a 50% warm gray here and come right over the top of that, because that's another level of color shift here. There we go. That's looking pretty good, I think. You know, not 100% satisfied with it, but I think it's looking pretty dang good. Okay, let's get into, I'm gonna switch to the 50% French gray because it has more of the oranges in there and yellows. I'm going to grab the 10% French gray and I'm going to start filling in these teeth. And I'm also going to start really pressing down on some of these areas. Because his teeth We're gonna cover them with this color first, and then we'll come in and we'll give them a little bit more. And I'm pulling a little bit of the color. We got 45 minutes left on this SD card, so we're gonna get this wrapped up here. Okay. Going back to the 90% French gray. And color in. Pretty heavy. Not 100% committed to the heaviness here. I'm gonna come in right on the edge and just make some little squiggles, because I'm seeing that. These guys, he's wet, he's reflective. There's a super dark shadowy line right there. I come in right up here. This style of illustration almost becomes a paint by number, which kind of unnerves me, but I'm gonna deal with it. 90% cool gray. Gonna come in here and color in his eye area a little bit more. Get a little bit more detail up underneath here. Gotta be careful though, because I don't want to ruin what I've got started so far. Add a little bit more of it right here. It's looking pretty good. Okay, I'm putting that one down because that one just has no more purpose left on this page. So I'm gonna grab the 30% cool gray. I'm gonna come in right now and go over this whole highlight area right here. And this one. Not all of these though. And some of it I'm just gonna color right into the brown so that I get a little, oh yeah, there we go. So I get a little different color. Goodness. Okay. Ooh, look how good this is looking. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the warm gray here and I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna just come around this edge and I'm gonna darken up some of the stuff in between his teeth, because I know that that is definitely darker right in there. And I'm gonna color a little bit on his sweet baby tongue. I'm gonna darken this up right up against there first though. I'm gonna take this, I need a yellowy color. I'm gonna grab ginger root and see what ginger root does to his, oh, perfect. Ginger root is the perfect color for his teeth. See, now his teeth have some of that yellowy. Perfect. Gonna put some of this ginger root on his tongue. I'm gonna put the ginger root back. I'm gonna grab a pink. Let's try the nectar. That's a little intense, and I got it where I didn't want it, but I can fix that. So I'm going to go over that with the seashell pink. Kind of set his tongue down in there. Because I don't want the tongue to come out of his mouth. I want you to know it's there, but I don't need you to have it come. I don't need it to come forward. Going around all the teeth again. Sometimes it's just a game of building it up and building it up and building it all up. I'm getting in here now. I've got this 20-30% French gray. Look how good that is looking. Wow. Okay. I'm digging it. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. So a little more 90% French gray here. Get a little bit darker here. Going to take the 30% French gray and just go over the top of all of those marks so that you've got some of the highlights are coming out and some of them are just shrinking back in. 70% warm gray. Which is actually acting like a cool gray on this project because of all the other grays that are involved. Oh wow, look at that. there's that. Now give me back the 90%. Even darker still. Learning to be patient and deliberate with all of my markings here. This is quite remarkable, actually. I've learned a lot from this illustration, a lot. Okay, there it is. Let's see. I'm going to color in some of this. There we go. I just colored in a little bit more of his eye. And I'm gonna come in here with a little bit of this blue and give him a little bit more of a eyeball look. There we go. Okay, now let's get into the this background here. We have 35 minutes left. Pretty sure I'm not gonna make it. Periwinkle. I'm gonna put these back. It's time to do the water, and then we'll work on this other specimen. No idea what I'm doing here, just trying to mimic some of the things I've learned from the water already. I'm gonna come in back here, make some darker lines. The water's coming across. I also want to use some of these fun colors. So I have the electric blue. Ooh, that's beautiful. The pages are thick in this book because this book's bigger than any of the books I've done prior, and this is my second to the last illustration to do, and I've really done some pretty serious mixed media work in this book, and so I'm loving this. Just trying to learn. That's all I'm trying to do. Just trying to learn how to make this all cohesive and make it all look good. And that will translate into my larger pieces. I'm actually ready for the first time in years to get back in the studio. I feel like I'm ready for the first time in several years to be dedicated to my YouTube channel again, beyond just the tutorials. I feel like my soul has come back to life from this book. And this was the least likely book to do it because, not gonna lie, I wasn't sure how I was gonna do with all of these illustrations. But I am feeling alive again. and it's quite remarkable. So let's grab, this is True Blue. Let's see what this looks like. So that color's probably over in here a little bit. I'm just going loosey-goosey here with this. I'm not getting too worked up about it or getting too crazy. Gonna come right over some of this over here. I have no idea if this is the correct way to do this, so I'm sure that if you have a better solution to making this water look like this with these colored pencils, please, I encourage you to hit me up, because I am way open to more education on how all this works. This is the Mediterranean blue. I'm not 100% sure I like this color in this, but we're committed, so here we go. Maybe this blue should be over here where it would be shadowed. And then of course we'll come back in a little bit and draw some lines. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that color. Let's see about this one. Oh, that's pretty. That's not really the color that I want, but we're gonna go with it. And then I'm gonna pick up some of this turquoise, muted turquoise. I don't like that. I'm going bold. Let's do light aqua. Oh yeah, that's way better. I don't want to get any of it in his teeth. And then I'll come back in and draw some white lines. And maybe I'll go over some of this aqua with some of that electric blue, because that might look good. Definitely gonna go over this with the aqua. Yeah, I just cheated to get that done there. Just looking to finish strong. Not sure how strong I'm actually finishing at this particular moment, but you know, doing my best. I'm doing my best. And then a lighter blue again. Oh, wow, that was not a color I would have picked, but learning. Definitely a learning curve here with all of this. Nope, don't like that color either. Where's my electric blue? I like the electric blue. That's the one I like. It's very transparent though. Okay, so let's get all of our colors back in the box for this one. let's break out the pen. Where's the paint pen that I've been using? Here it is. The poor old paint pen that's just seen better days. We have 27 minutes left on this card. No way am I getting that done in 27 minutes, so. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it sounds like somebody's vacuuming. I will be back in my own personal private studio shortly. And usually when I have to leave Florida, I'm in a terrible mood because I love it here so much, but my husband will not move here, so I have to just be transient when it comes to my staycations in Florida here. But this time, I am so excited to go back and start painting that I'm okay with going back home for the winter. So I'm gonna spend the winter in Missouri this year, and then bounce back and forth as I need to with Florida. I'm gonna come up here and add some squiggly lines. Some pretty intense highlighties here. Gonna give his teeth some shine too. Them pearly whites there. Now, the trick to keeping that white from being so in your face dominant is just to touch it with your finger and make sure that you don't keep going back with the same finger, because, oh, look how cute he is. Cutie patooties. If you do that, if you go back in with the same finger, just keep touching everywhere, you'll end up with your fingerprints. That paint will adhere to your fingerprint pattern, and you don't want that in the painting. There we have it. I think we're gonna call it done now. I don't think that the water is really done. Ooh, it just occurred to me. Something just occurred to me. What if I take some of this? I don't know. I still have a lot to learn when it comes to painting water like this, and I'm okay with that. Okay, that was cerulean blue. I can come in here with some of this super dark gouache and oh, look at that. Yep, that's gonna make that pop. This is the Prussian blue and the Arteza gouache. We're just gonna color this whole thing here with this gouache paint. I love this gouache so much. In fact, the only drawback to switching to gouache and watercolor and colored pencils, in my opinion, is that I would then have to frame all pieces of work. Look how cool that is. And this is not the greatest of paintbrushes. It's probably not the greatest of gouache, but it is getting the job done. And I love that. I love the experimentation of all of this. I love how free and loose it all feels. I'm gonna do a second layer here. And then maybe I'll outline this in white. I don't know. But I am truly, truly liking what's coming together here on this page. It's so good. Okay, new card in, part 2 of False Killer Whale here. Whew. All right, let's get into it. I'm coming around the corner here. I can feel sweet freedom here coming for me. I'm just so excited. I'm almost done. This and the Maui dolphins. And then this entire book has been illustrated and we'll do a reveal video. I am super excited about this. I'm really excited to be almost done. Then I have to finish the freshwater book, the tutorials in it. I'm not gonna lie, those should have been done months ago. But I've learned a lot now, so I can get those done. Okay, let's get into it. So this guy is going down in the water plus back away from us. So we are gonna have to be mindful of the shift. Not only that, but I would really like to play with some serious amounts of water ripples on this guy. The reflection of the light, that always makes my heart happy. So let's see what we can come up with. So let's get into this here. You know, I know usually we go with the grays. I really feel like he is gonna be more indigo on the bottom half here. So we're gonna start with a blue, and then we're gonna go over that with a gray. So don't panic. This indigo kind of feels like blue jeans. Now, if I was painting, I would add these after the fact. But because this is obviously a drawing and I'm using these watercolors, I have to be very mindful of what I'm doing first here. So I'm trying to just sketch in some of those watermarks that would maybe be there. Very interesting to do this in this color. It's a very soft, buttery smooth, beautiful color. I'm just building up the layers here. Just take your time. There's nothing to talk to you about right now. We're just going to take our time and very carefully map out some of these watermarks on the sweet baby here. Okay. Now, well, I don't know if it's going to be great or not. I don't have any idea if this is going to even be okay, but you know, you can always go back and rewind this too. I'm gonna go in and break some of this up. And I don't know if I should, or, you know, if I should just... I'm trying to imagine what it's like. He's coming together. It amazes me that this can be done with one color to start. I love the idea of that. I want to start a sketchbook where I'm just learning how to draw better with one color and then highlight it with, you know, a white or something and do it on a colored, more colored background. Like a taupe colored paper. I haven't worked like that since college. Man, the edge of this colored pencil is just so buttery smooth. It's just delightful to work with. Truly delightful to work with. I like doing it this way because it helps me to start mapping out the lines and the shapes of the of each section of the dolphin. Yup, it's working. So I'm trying to keep the shape of him correct while keeping the shape of the watermarks where they're supposed to be. And this paper has got a lot of marks on it from all the pushing from the other pages, and so that's actually helping give him some more texture, which I'm loving. I'm just now trying to just draw where I think, you know, as these lines go back, they're obviously going to get skinnier. Keep that in mind while you're drawing this. And look, there's no rhyme or reason for this. The light bounces and reflects and refracts off of these objects in completely chaotic, crazy ways. So do not get wrapped around the axle about yours being absolutely perfect and all these other things, because you don't even know what perfect would look like with this, because the light is constantly moving. Your mind can't even focus on it because it doesn't stop moving. So just draw some lines and be happy and explore. Now back here in the back, the lines, because it's further away from us, the lines are going to get skinnier and they're going to get closer together. This area right here where this line is drawn for you, that's where that muscle curves over. That's the shape of his body. So I want to follow that shape all the way up. I'm just ignoring the lines I've drawn. We're just going to start this whole thing with a monochromatic feel and then gradually build some more colors on him. With this one, I thought it would be a lot easier if I could see him in place. And look how cute he is. Oh my goodness. He's coming together. Coming together. See back here on his tail, his back area, I've changed the direction of how I'm coloring. You gotta be aware of that. That gives you such an advantage when you're doing this. Especially when you go in, get ready to go in and add the rest of the colors to this. It already has you kind of mapped out exactly how he's laid out. And those ripples, those light ripples are not going to go all the way around him. They're going to stop short. So I'm going to come back in right in here and start to add some more of that dark area. No idea what we're going to do with the background on this. Maybe just let him float. I love this so much, seriously. Look how much fun that is. Okay. This is all super, super dark right here, so don't be afraid to get crazy dark with this. So we can come back in and make adjustments. I almost wish I had committed to doing this as just a monochromatic just to play with that, because wow, it's a lot of fun. I'm telling you right now, this is fun. Still just using that same blue, because I'm going to go over this with some other colors, but I just really want to get as much of this laid down as I possibly can. And then literally just go fill in color right over all of this with the other colors. This could be a way of unlocking an easier way of doing this. Okay, so the indigo blue is getting put down. I'm feeling pretty good. Remember I said that I was putting it down? Not 100% ready to do that yet. I'm loving this. Okay. Indigo blue is getting put down. Now we're going to come over this with the grays. I'm going to grab the slate gray. Come back here to the back. Yep, there's that color. Right over the top of all of this, I'm going to work in that slate gray. The slate gray has a greenish tint to it. I'm also going to slightly color right over some of these water lines, because as it goes back, the water that he's in is going to reflect off of his body. And that water, as it gets deeper, has more of a teal tinge to it than anything else. It's just going to help give some distance. Now, notice that I am leaving some other watermarks untouched. Come all the way to about right here with this slate. And I have lighter watermarks in here that I'm going to allow to develop. And this was just an accidental thing, but I can see them, and so I'm going to go ahead and allow them to come forward. Look at that. Yep, gonna be easy. Easy peasy. Okay, I think I'm done with the slate gray. Now, this section is we're gonna pick up the warm grays. gonna pick up the 50% warm gray, and I'm gonna start coloring right over the top of that blue, right in this area here. Right in this area here. I'm gonna definitely darken up this dorsal fin. I'm gonna color over some of this watermark here. It's still gonna show up, but we're just gonna not have it be so prevalent. As he's coming up, that color is gonna start shifting. Look at that. Oh yeah, this is gonna be really cool. Okay, so I wanna grab the 30% warm gray and come in here and start filling in this area right here. This paper is so rough from having so many illustrations done in the book that it's going to be really hard to get rid of all of his scratchies. We're just going to embrace that and just be okay with the fact that they're there. Because in all reality, I really am okay with the fact that they're there. It's okay with me. Let's see, that was the warm gray. I want to switch to a cool gray. This is the 70% cool gray. Just gonna keep going over all these blue areas. We're not gonna be too fussy about this picture. It's a field study on the light reflections, and we're just not gonna be too fussy about it. Now I'm gonna pick up the 90% cool gray, I'm feeling like some of this up here is definitely darker. I'm gonna color right over the top of some of those watermarks as well. Y'all see, this is supposed to be cool gray, but right here it's totally reading like an umber. So that's why I don't call anything warm and cool, because depending on what it's up against depends on what it looks like. You see color relative to itself, to the color that it surrounds. So this is a definite lesson in why I don't give in to that. I'm gonna have to break out the black, because this black that I have in my set is an ivory black, so it's a blue black, so it won't read like browns over this. I'm just gonna go in here and I'm just gonna keep building up, keep building up. Look at that. Yay! Look how good he looks. Oh my gosh. So he looks really good compared to the background color of this. Now I wish I would have done this background color differently, but that's okay. This is a field note study. We're not going to beat ourselves up about what this is looking like. We're just gonna keep moving forward with it. So I'm gonna grab the black. I'm also gonna grab that's my warm gray. Because at some point, I'm gonna need to color over all of this with a particular color. I'm not sure which one yet. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. I don't wanna mess it up. It's really looking good, I think. But it's still, you know, it's still bare bones rough. So I need to come in and add these highlights, and I'm nervous because that's, you know, I'm gonna have to push hard to get these to do what they need to do, and that always makes me nervous. I want to add a little bit of this lavender to him back here. Oh, that's pretty nice actually. Well, that was a wonderful little thing to figure out. How's that looking? Oh, wow! Look at that! Look at the transition in color. Oh, this purple, this gray lavender is perfect for this job. And then we're just gonna randomly come over some of it. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that was the gray lavender. Now let's grab the gray green light. Yep, there it is. That's exactly what was necessary. Okay, so as we're back here, I'm just gonna start outlining. And that's gonna read like light. And I'm gonna outline all of these, and I've put extra different colors in them so they're not all exactly the same, so that when I come through and I really get into really pushing down on these. Oh my goodness. This also allows me the opportunity to figure out what the colors would be on a painting. I am gonna paint a whale next. I don't want that there. I want to get rid of that. I'm going to go back in and darken that up. I don't like that there. That was never supposed to be there. Okay, it's still pretty rough, but it's also pretty good. I'm gonna take the white. All right. That was pretty quick. And is it 100% how I want it? No, it isn't, but it's okay. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. So this is the gray-green light. Let's put it back. These are my, let's grab a really pretty color for the background. This is called denim blue. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So we have denim blue here. So what I'm wondering is, well, first of all, I'm really I'm not interested in using this entire pencil to color all this in. But I do want to see what he looks like anchored into the water. because I get so, I'm such a loose painter that I color outside of the lines, and I don't want to stress out about that. I want the freedom to do that. So then I have to figure out how to clean my lines up when I'm done. And this is how I'm going to do it on this one. I'm literally just going to outline him in this denim blue. Okay, what does that look like? Oh, look at that. Okay, so now what I think I want to do is grab a yellow. Or maybe I'll have to grab look how good that looks. Wow. Wow. Indeed. I don't like this with it, but that's okay. Well, maybe I can fix that too. So what if we come in here with some of this cobalt blue and we just start sitting some of this down. That's better already. That color is so pretty. I don't know that it's necessary to continue to outline him though. I think we're gonna let it go, y'all. So that's a little bit better, bringing down some of that green. Oh, he looks so good. Okay, so now what I wanna do is break out the pen and finish it off with some highlights with the pen. Just gonna See right here, that feels like that would be brighter to me. This line right here feels like it would be a little bit brighter to me, and that would kind of come up like this, and this would come down like this. See, I'm just touching it, but I'm wiping my hand off because I don't want that extra. And I'm coming in and I'm just adding a little bit more here. I'm gonna start coloring on the edge of this. These nibs, I like the paint. I like the paint a lot, but I'm not a fan of the nibs and how the nibs function. So it makes things a little more, just makes things a little more messy, because I believe that the problem is that the nibs are, the paint's drying on the nibs. But that kind of makes it a little bit easier on some of these to get the job done. There's my fingerprint, see? Well, that's not terrible. Woo, look how good it looks. Okay, let's call it. There you go. 2 different styles on the page. Totally bugs me, not gonna lie. Totally bugs me that there's 2 different styles on this page, because I really, really like what I have accomplished with some of these here. So it's all right though. I'm gonna take the lid off. Do I have water in this? No, I don't. I'm gonna test some watercolors. I want there to be no space in between the two illustrations. I think that's much better. Can't really testify to the fact that I think that it's much better because I'm not 100% sure that it's much better. Okay, so let's just leave it alone for right now. And what I think I'll do is come in after the fact with the paint pen and outline everything. Let's give it a second to dry. All right, because I just am obsessed and I can't let this go, I'm gonna come in here with this paint pen. Oh, that helps a lot, actually. because now this whole section lends itself to being a straight up graphic illustration up against a more realistic piece. Okay, let's sign it and be done with it. I like it. I like it. It's a good one. It's definitely a keeper. Grab one of these dark blues, sign it, and be done. Induthrine. Uh-oh. Ow. Okay, well that's not good. Sign it over here. Okay, signed, sealed, delivered. One more of these to go. This paint is sticky. I'm getting it everywhere. Hasn't quite dried yet, but I'm ready. I'm done. I want to get on down the road with it. Okay, let's just call it here, because if we don't call it here, I'm gonna just keep working on it. Somebody take this away from me. I feel like this could be a little bit darker in here. Okay, that's it. That's enough. That's enough. All right, y'all. That's it for the false killer whale. It's so much fun. I maybe would have done something a little different in the navy, but I just needed some swooshies. So that it was more of a graphic illustration than a photorealistic illustration. Okay, so that's it for this one. Thanks for joining me in the studio. I'll catch you on the next page.